All right. Welcome to the Geo Scheduling Call, January 11th. We're going to go through the Geo build board by Epic, starting from closed things. The first thing we have is ensure QA on Geo is passing. I believe Ian said that he was making progress in the Geo Lounge, but that he is a bit under the weather. So, well, it's nice to see that this is closed. I don't have any specific insight into that. I don't know if Nick W, if you do, maybe not.
I'm not sure. No, I'm not. I haven't looked at it
Okay.
recently.
Yeah, no problem. But anyways, that's good. The next epic is tabs, Haml, migrate tab navigations without interactivity to Haml helper, and we have something closed. Zach?
Yep, this was just a cleanup effort, like a OKR for the front end to just migrate some of these old Haml components to new ones. So just kind of same by same, like no end change, just easier implementation. And then they should be able to close this epic out. They were just waiting on us.
All right,
that's for the secondary replication nav. So when you're on like your secondary and then admin geo replication, that nav.
All right, very nice. Oh, shoot, okay. The next epic is Geo should use Rails 6, many databases support. Deprecate custom rake tasks is in development. Douglas is not here, but anyway, I see them merge request is open and it is in draft, so in development sounds correct. I'm going to skip over that because we've talked about it before, I believe. Geo documentation improvements. Georeplication of large 3 GB pool direct repository fails in 13.12. Okay, I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, it seems like nothing's happened with this. It's ready for development. It is a bug, and it seems like Kat did find kind of a cause for this, or at least a workaround. Oh, sorry, a workaround. I don't know if there's anything else to say on that. In the same documentation improvements epic, we have clarify instructions to upgrade Postgres on a Patroni standby cluster. And that's just in open. Opened a week ago by Nick and okay. It seems ready for development, but I'll leave it there for now. And if there's not many things in ready for development, then we can move it in. The next epic is GSOC 2021. There's kind of a follow-up happening here. And Gabriel has been active in this issue. Okay, well, so it's being followed up. I'm not sure if it should be in review or not, but it seems okay to leave it alone. The next epic is add support for more data types in backup restore. I see we have a merged MR here. And we're in, 35 minutes ago, it's been merged. We want to verify it. So it's in workflow verification. Perfect. The next epic is Geo status page improvements. We have 2 issues in ready for development. Update Geo status. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna speak to him if you wanted.
Yep.
Cool. So the first one is going ahead and adding the new route for the nodes page. So we rebranded it to sites, but the route is still nodes. This is going to be strictly focused on just the UI routing to this page. I think this is the only page that still has nodes in the domain. Nick and I talked a little bit on call just about like our API routes, but I think we're not going to touch those because we can't, because of we'd have to wait for a V5, I think, to actually do that. Yeah, so I think the Rails route or the API routes will probably for the foreseeable future stay as geo nodes status and stuff. I don't know, because I'm worried about like if we were to like do redirects for those, like I think things can get weird for people that are trying to like use the APIs in like a script, because if you get a redirect back in a script, that could break things. So yeah, so we're going with, I think Mike, you had some comments lower here too. We're going with like the simple approach of just having a redirect, which is what we did for some of the older like admin / geo / projects and / uploads that like changed to replication / their route. So yeah, the suggested approach there needs to be updated like towards the bottom of your screen where it talks about like renaming the controller and stuff. So we're not going to, there was like a different approach to renames where we're just strictly going to add a redirect and add a new route.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. I don't know if has it been considered for the API endpoints to just add the sites endpoints, and maybe like we could change the documentation so that you know we direct people to use those, and then we can deprecate and remove the other ones later in like 15 or something.
I think we could like maybe, I think it would be maybe a different issue that we could talk about it. I think the biggest issue is I think there's some like more specific rules to how we deprecate API endpoints, because our API versioning is separate from
That's right, it's V4.
our instance versioning, and so I don't know if there's a way we could actually like, even if we say at 15 we get rid of this, I don't know if we're allowed to do that necessarily.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So unfortunately, like the API routes are probably going to sit around until I think inevitably there's probably going to have to be, as we mature more, a better versioning system for our API. But in the meantime, yeah, I think we're kind of stuck with it. I mean, the best we could probably do is just add an API route that just side-by-side API routes. But at that point, like, that's really strange. So. And for the most part, I think that if someone is interacting with our APIs, they're probably knowing what they're doing more so and not really naming of a route. They just need to know the route, right? I don't know if there's too much, whereas like a browser route is a non-technical user that could be confusing.
Yeah. So. Yeah. All right, cool.
And then the other one, I just moved to InDev. This is a super small little, we're going to put a beta badge next to the object storage replication on the form when you create a new node via the UI. Sungjun has a mock down there, but it's going to link to the documentation about object storage and just kind of reiterate that this is a beta feature, which I think was causing some confusion to some of our customers.
All right, cool. Thank you. Oh, and that said in dev.
Yeah, I
just changed it.
I just changed it like 2 minutes ago.
All right, cool. Thank you. The next epic is secondary sites, proxy to primary site. We have 2 issues ready for development. This one has been here. It's just a GDK doc issue. This one is more of a nice to have, or like it seems like it'll be easy to do. So Kat was planning to do it. So we'll leave it there for now. This Kat is still out. The next epic is GA support for object storage replication. We have something in dev, Nick W.
Yeah, so I've been looking at this today. It's just verifying that Azure object storage like replication works after a failover. And it does, everything's fine. The only small issue I ran into is because I use get doesn't handle the object storage replication when it's done by a cloud provider. So Azure would block putting new objects into the secondary after you'd failed over because it had all these rules for replication. So you just had to remove those rules and it was all fine. So I've created an issue to add that to get at some point. And now I'm just looking at the next point of trying to look at this under load. So basically, if we're creating a new image every 6 seconds, say, how long does the time take? Does it keep up? Because at the moment, the time takes about 50 seconds. That's with Azure's replication, which is obviously quite long. But that it could be like ours. If you don't do anything for a while, it kind of goes in standby and it waits a while before it tries again. So it could be something like that. So it may get quicker if we're constantly putting stuff in there, or I'm hoping it's not just 50 seconds, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm just going to create a tool that will let me kind of like continuously create new images and verify if they're replicated. So that's what I'm doing at the moment.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really good. Really great work. Thank you. Okay, we have 3 more issues in this epic. In ready for development, replicate deletion of remote stored files. We've talked about that. This one's a bug. We've talked about that as well. It's kind of a pain, but it's causing problems for people, for customers. This one, test and validate object storage replication performance. Oh, is this kind of a placeholder at the moment? Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear what we need to do, but anyways, obviously, Nick, you're already working on the Azure issue, but ready for development makes sense, I think. Okay. Self-service framework, verify all blob replicators. We have clean up LFS object verification, which is closed. Just trying to remember. Okay, so there is another issue for the removal of the feature flag. It's not in here though. What is this? Oh, no. That is the one for cleaning up. Okay. I'm going to remove the active label. Okay. In workflow verification, we have a bug. Verification state of pages deployments does not exist. The fix was merged, so we moved it into verification. And Ian is assigned, but Ian is out currently. So let's leave that. In review, we have add concerned verifiable model to include verification related scopes. This might be on my plate at the moment. Valerie, you and I are assigned. Anyways, I've kind of been like not able to get to it yet, but I think that's okay as it's a refactor. I don't know if Valerie, if you had any additional comments on that one.
I just going to look at it when I finish my current task. So
Okay.
Can't really say anything.
Yeah. No problem. And then we also have, oh, this is kind of going to be covered by the same refactor merge request that Akriti has opened for us. All right. Next epic is improve self-managed upgrade rate. Back.
Yep. This one actually has all its approvals. It's just waiting on the maintainer to set merge. So this was doing a couple different things of just better optimizing and just better showcasing to instance admins when their instance is out of date, and then how severe the upgrade is. Basically just trying to push self-installed customers to upgrade when there's like security updates. And so this is all done. This has been exciting stuff for them. And yeah, so we're just waiting for the maintainer to merge it.
Great news. Okay, next epic, Geo Usage Ping. Cat is assigned, but he's out at the moment. I think that's okay. It's ready for development. And when he's able, he can verify that this feature works, which is to add metrics that will work better for us in the context of secondary proxying. Excuse me. The next epic is improve the self-service georeplication framework. We have something in dev. Gabriel has been working on this actively. You mentioned something about it in Geo Lounge yesterday. He's unblocking some M1 issues. So that's in dev. We have rollout of geotreat missing files as sync failed. Yeah, this is me. I haven't gotten back to this for a little bit. But I believe the feature is actually released. I just need to do the cleanup. So I'm leaving this open to track that. The next epic is move uploads to self-service framework. Rollout upload verification. Valerie?
Yeah, I need to check it. I think all steps are done. I think I'll check it after the call. Can you scroll down? What items? Okay, I'll check this one.
Okay.
I think it's actually can be closed, but I will make sure that, yeah.
All right, cool. The next one's also yours. Job artifact replication with self-service framework. Yeah,
the merge request is already in a ready state, but I'm testing it locally. It looks like I have some problems with my GDK because it doesn't start to sync. When I sync this manually, it works fine. So I need to find out what's wrong with my GDK, and then I'll test it on staging. But I think the feature is done. Yeah, so it's pretty close to be finished. Yeah.
Great. And 3 is not really true because you're doing the whole thing, right? It's going to be verified as well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I commented somewhere that I find it a lot cheaper to ship 2 items together. I mean, it's always better to split and iterate, but in this particular case, I think it's better to ship it together. I somewhere explained it why I think so.
In the retro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think perhaps like maybe the first one, like it made sense to split, but by now, and you personally have done more than one of these, I agree, it's fine to do all of it in one MR.
Yeah.
Okay. Secondary mimicry. In dev, Kat was working on rearranging the primary, the admin area for Geo so that you can do everything you need to do from the primary and not have to visit a secondary, so that it'll work with unified URL. And the first step was to expose internal URL setting for geo secondaries. Cat is out, so I think we can leave it there. The next issue, ready for development in that same epic, is it's just an issue to improve the error message. Like if the secondary proxy like API call fails, and it's pulled regularly. So what we're seeing is a lot of support and issue requests coming in about like, is this error causing my problem? But it's generally not. So it's like a red herring problem that we need to adjust the error message and maybe reduce the log level. This is ready for development. Then we have support GitLab pages. Cleanup of Geo pages deployment verification. We merged a cleanup merge request, and that's why this is closed. Fabian closed it. Nice. So I'll remove this active label. And lastly, we have an issue with no epic assigned. A bug was opened for undefined method each batch that was related to this merge request, which was one of the final verification state merge requests that we needed. And it seemed in that MR that we didn't need to include each batch everywhere, but for some reason we do, even though it's included on verification state concern. So so that's merged and this is closed. So I'll remove active. And oh, and Ian confirmed the error stopped in Sentry. Cool. All right, I will stop sharing. Does anybody have any thing they want to mention on the scheduling call? Okay, Usually we talk about customer things. I did not prepare for this. Yeah.
Just say be sure to stop recording before the customer stuff, right?
Oh, good. Yeah, thank you.